swaha Suryaya idam namama Prajapataye swaha Prajapataye idam namama.
Thanks to the practice of Homa fires, the atmosphere is so charged and is so nourished that every living being benefits. Every living being regenerates and has a solution to the pollution.
We can live in harmony with nature and with human nature and attune ourselves to Mother Nature.
We liked the way it made us feel, the calmness that it brings. We were actually doing something that helped the planet. It was remarkable. Our planet, Mother Earth, is in a difficult situation.
We are living in very challenging times. Now everybody talks about climate change and global warming, but it is more than that. It is an overall pollution of our planet, of all the elements of the planet, of the atmosphere, water resources, the soil. And we all suffer from that because it also has some effect on our mind and our well-being.
But there is hope to set things right. It comes in the form of Agnihotra, a healing fire process performed exactly at the time of sunrise and sunset. Agnihotra fire nourishes the earth, soil to plants, air to water, all of humankind and the animal and plant kingdoms. It is a subtle process, but be aware, the effects are not subtle now. They are profound.
It is a simple technique, comes from Vedic knowledge. Small fire you perform in a copper pyramid, and this helps to bring us back in harmony with nature. It helps to purify the atmosphere, it helps to purify water resources and also the soil. That leads to healthier food for ourselves.
All the 5 basic elements of nature can be ignited by this one small effort, Agnihotra. Agnihotra is an ancient Vedic tool for healing body, mind, and soul. This tool assists us in our holistic development and purification. Simultaneously, it helps to rejuvenate our planet from all the ill effects of pollution. As Sri Vasant Paranjapay said, all of nature resounds with the healing energy of Agnihotra.
His main task was also that to conduct scientific evaluation on Agnihotra. And the yajnas comes from the Vedas, and Agnihotra is a revealed science. It is a science which helps us to balance the environment, to heal the environment.
Agnihotra is a small fire prepared in a copper pyramid, and it's tuned to the circadian rhythms of sunrise and sunset. The sun gives and spreads the energy that helps to purify and keep pollution in check. Agnihotra amplifies these purifying effects. When you prepare the fire in the prescribed copper pyramid and you chant the Sanskrit mantras as you offer rice with ghee to the fire, a channel is created through the atmosphere, and prana, the life energy, is purified.
Agnihotra purifies the atmosphere, and the purified atmosphere heals our body and mind.
Enormous healing energy emanates from the Agnihotra pyramid. An aura or an energy field is created around plants in the vicinity during Agnihotra. The plants become stronger and disease-resistant. And when the flame dies, energy is locked in the resultant ash. This ash is the panacea for so many ills facing the universe.
So in 1996, we started gardening here, and of course we had to add compost because the soil was extremely acidic and extremely clay, extremely rocky. And in 2003, we went to the agricultural laboratory in Krakow with soil samples to find out what was required. They said you cannot grow vegetables here without adding 2.5 tons of lime, phosphorus, potassium and nitrogen, and then you can start growing vegetables and you might have some success. What they didn't realize is that we were already growing plenty of vegetables here, including tomatoes, broccolis, all the vegetables we needed. And this is all due to the miracle of Homa-Therapy farming.
Homa-Therapy Foundation Poland has been maintaining an apiary here on Homa land at Lieka village, Burgarania, where all the fires have been performed. And we notice here that because of all the fires that we did, Agnihotra and the Yagnas, that the bees have a very strong immune system and are able to survive and thrive in this atmosphere. And they're very important parts of the ecology environment here. The amount of produce that our orchard, our apple and plum orchard produces now because of the bees has tripled since we got them.
Like in the West, in the East too, in Karnataka, India, an organic farmer practicing Agnihotra is getting superlative results with Homa farming.
I used to practice a lot in organic farming. After I started Homa-Therapy, I reduced the practice, a lot of things which I used to do earlier. It is only Homa-Therapy and is doing Agnihotra and only water is given, that also very less water. But the wonderful part is the soil has improved a lot.
And Mr. Anand, a retired engineer from Indore, India, has a plush rooftop garden thanks to Agnihotra.
I make Agnihotra ash water, which is sprayed on the plants, which gives them a special energy. And it's a totally different thing when you spray Agnihotra water. The plants start growing and they start growing much better than otherwise.
We see that we can grow healthy plants with good yields in Agnihotra atmosphere. Water is one of the 5 primary elements that constitute and define our world. Water pervades everything and is essential for all life on Earth. We must remember, water is not merely H2O. It is much beyond man's imagination. This precious resource is polluted on all levels. We have to purify and restore all water resources. Agnihotra is the ready-made answer, an instant method to revive it.
It's about 30 years ago. The well was drilled. We had the water tested and it was quite saline at 1150 parts per million. And it was also alkaline at 9.5 pH. So from day one, we decided to let's do a trial, and we performed Agnihotra right next to the bore well and take the resultant ash and put it down into the bore with water.
Luca Fogliet had a similar experience on a farm in Indonesia.
He was putting Agnihotra ash down the bore well. Now the bore well had very salty water and the soil was highly alkaline. It was 8 pH and very difficult to grow anything. So he had placed ash down the bore well every day actually. And after a couple of months, the water was no longer saline, no longer salty to taste. It was potable water.
Since last 16 years, took the sample from Narmada river and found that the water quality parameters like pH, hardness, chloride, sulfate and phosphate is very less and appropriate according to WHO report.
We can't feel ether or space, but we breathe air. We can't see it, but we all feel the sting of polluted air. The air quality index figures are so scary. It leads to all kinds of diseases, physical and mental. Elders and children are the most affected. Agnihotra is an ultimate antidote for fighting this malady. It creates an impregnable ecosystem all around us.
This Vedic knowledge about Agnihotra first states that Agnihotra purifies the atmosphere. So that got us interested how to test that, how to measure that. So there are three types, major types of atmospheric pollution. One is biological pollution by all kinds of microbes, especially bacteria, viruses. Second type is chemical pollution, which is mainly SOx, NOx. And third type is physical pollution, that is particulate matter.
Agnihotra ash itself has the properties of all elements. It is a balanced substance. It is neither yin nor yang. It has the properties of healing and of light.
As a pharmacist, I knew already before that there are healing ashes, for example, from special healing trees, etc. But I immediately learned that from such a special fire like Agnihotra, it must be there a very special ash from this fire with very healing qualities.
That brought us the idea of starting Agnihotra in the All India Institute of Ayurveda, a premier research institute of India's national government. During the past year, Agnihotra was performed on its premises regularly, attracting hundreds of attendants. A positivity in the atmosphere brought them all to the Homa site.
Agnihotra, that is the one way where not only it pures the environment, but it pures your thought and spiritual clarity and also mental well-being. So it has the impact what we have observed at All India Institute of Ayurveda, where it leads not only to environmental purity, but at an individual level, spiritual, mental and physical well-being also, it has a positive impact.
Agnihotra also has beneficial effects on our mind. It is said that prana, life energy, and mind are like two sides of the same coin. In a polluted atmosphere, prana does not flow freely, which leads to pressure on the mind, which results in stress and anxiety. Agnihotra purifies our atmosphere, and therefore prana flows harmoniously and removes all these tensions. Agnihotra creates a wonderful environment for healing and for psychotherapy.
When the therapy is done in a place where Agnihotra is practiced regularly, I see it all the time. Clients come in and they start to comment on how peaceful or calm the house feels.
To achieve this holistic lifestyle, several centers around the world have been established, like Eco-Village Brugge in southern Poland, where several families live close to each other, helping with the gardens, with cow dung production, and with the Vedic fires. Agnihotra is their inspiration, which creates a wonderful ecosystem.
So this place represents to me a future where we can share knowledge, share the knowledge of the decades of accumulated wisdom that has happened here.
I love that it's a more holistic therapy, Homa-Therapy, that it covers so many different branches with agriculture and education and, Homa beekeeping and, Homa gardening and just so many different aspects. And I love the effect that it has on people and the people who have come here to our eco-village. That's the other thing, is I love the creation of a Homa farm and eco-village that can be a blueprint for other such places around the world, where we can live in harmony with nature and with human nature, with our own human nature, and attune ourselves to Mother Nature. So I think it's just wonderful. So that makes my heart sing.
We have a small Agnihotra community here in Madison, Virginia, and the Paramadam Fire Temple is the heart of our community. It was started in 1973 and was the first fire temple of its kind in the world for reviving the ancient science of purification of the atmosphere for the new age. Many people have experienced profound stress relief and peace while sitting in the fire temple, and some have had special healing and spiritual experiences as well.
For the past 50-some years, the Baltimore Homa community has been a spiritual anchor in this city, across the state, even into Washington, D.C. 50 years later, thousands of folks have experienced this Homa fire, and hundreds have made Agnihotra a part of their lives. The good news is that the Vedas, the ancient-most knowledge on this planet, prescribes ways out, antidotes to what ails us. More and more Agnihotra fires will eventually have a big impact on all the earth. We have seen how Agnihotra heals and purifies our environment. Agnihotra fire nourishes the earth, from soil to plants, from air to water, all of humankind, plus the animal and plant kingdoms. It is a subtle process, but be aware, the effects are not so subtle now. They are profound. The fire, ignited by Agnihotra, clears the darkness. It illuminates our path. It is that simple.
Agnaye Swaha, Agnaye Idam Namah, Prajapataye Swaha, Prajapataye Idam Namah.